I'm going to think about doing a 2-camera setup. I'm going to try to put a webcam right in the asshole. Thanks for the money, dummies.
Banned, 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 banned.
The camera's been on the whole time. Bouncy, bouncy. I'm actually a virgin. See this fucking piece of garbage disc?
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a brand new streaming week. And what's the best thing to start off the week with? Would it be great games, awesome news, interesting topics? No. Today we're going to talk about technical issues. Of course. What else would we be talking about here on my show? I'm going to talk about my day yesterday, which was a technical nightmare. Wait till you hear the problems I had because of the latest Windows update. Oh boy. It's time for a technology bitch fest. Let me tell you the good stuff about yesterday before we get to the shitty tech stuff, all right? We had a dinner together. We ordered some more Chinese food. Remember, I ordered Chinese food like 2 weeks ago for my marathon? My wife was craving it again, so we ordered some Chinese food. Yeah, I got the toxic chocolate juice, so that's awesome. And then, my wife decided she wanted to get the update for Nintendo Switch so she could play the second half of Mario Kart 8. What am I talking about? When you buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, which is full price, it's $60. You get the base game that was included on the previous version on the Wii U. You get none of the expansion content whatsoever, despite the fact that the game is 10 years old and they already charged you full price for it. I wish Nintendo was not a bunch of ripoff artists out to nickel and dime their customers, but they are. They just don't care about you. They just want to make money.
Ironic.
She had bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and the other circuits are there. They're in the game. They're literally right there installed. And if you click on it, it says, if you want to play the rest of the game, you have to spend another $50 to get the Nintendo Online Elite Plus service to access this content. But I bought your game. Oh, well, half the content's not included. Oh. So she looked into it, and you can't buy it for a month. You have to spend a year, $50. It's the only way to get this Nintendo Online Elite. So what do you get for it? Well, you get online play, big whoop. You get the second half of Mario Kart 8. You also get access to the Nintendo 64 virtual suite of games. Whoa, Ocarina of Time? That's her favorite Zelda game of all time. Mario 64, she used to play that on N64 in the 90s. She loves it. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna spend $50. So she spent it. She starts playing Mario Kart. It's great. And then she went to play Nintendo 64 games. Nintendo ripped everyone off. Completely, utterly, 100%, they ripped everyone off with the Nintendo 64 emulation. 100% matter-of-factly, indisputably, it's a complete and utter fucking ripoff. She goes to N64, Mario 64. The game runs like fucking shit. The frame rate goes to 60, then to 30, then to 10, then to 50, then to 30. It's unplayable. The frame rate was going like this. She was trying to play it for 10 minutes. We both got sick to our stomach. Nothing but enjoyment and calmness here on the Level 1 Podcast. Who in their right fucking mind would sell an emulation suite of N64 games and not test it to see if the frame rate works? It blows my fucking mind. It's literally unplayable. Don't get the Nintendo Elite online service. Do not get it. That N64 emulation suite is fucking terrible. So she was very, very pissed off, and it kind of ruined our day. I'm pretty upset. She deserves to get good quality and value for the money she spends. That expansion for Mario Kart should have been $10, not $50. That expansion pass is awful. Did we go broke because she spent $50 on this expansion pass? Yeah. So what's the solution? We gotta make money. I just wanna make the worst possible product for the consumer and run my way to the bank laughing. Wow, feels like money grubbing, greedy jerk. You see what he said? You're right. So anyway, ever since I upgraded my setup back in early December, every other day, something's going wrong, some new update isn't working, some new thing just decides to malfunction. It's getting pretty frustrating at this point. Now, a day ago, on every PC I have in the office, Windows Update required. Now, for clarification purposes, for 10 years, I never did any Windows updates on my capture and streaming PC. I'm absolutely dead serious. I never did Windows updates on my capture and streaming PC. The reason I bring this up is because Windows had its very first major Windows update since my setup changed in December. And I knew with this Windows update, there was potential something would go wrong. So I said, I'm just gonna save it for my day off, because how am I gonna do it on a day when I have to stream and work? And people don't want tech streams of me messing with tech all day. We've already tried those and they get annoyed by those. I said, all right, we'll wait for the day off, okay? I did the Windows updates, but then I remembered something. Every time that I restart my PC, my webcam has this weird thing about it. If you restart your PC, it re-enables all gesture tracking. This brand of webcam, if you do certain gestures, like put your hand up like this, it actually automatically does stuff like zoom, and I don't like it to do that. I don't want it to do that in the middle of me doing a podcast or whatever. I'm like, oh, I gotta go into the software and I gotta turn off the gesture tracking, or else this is all gonna be messed up. So I go ahead and I open the software. Camera not detected. All right, let me unplug it and replug it. Maybe the Windows update, a little wonky. There's a light bar at the bottom of the camera. It turns on blue when it's booting and green when it's working. The camera turns on, turns blue, turns blue, turns blue, turns off. Huh? Try that again. Turns blue, turns off. What the hell is going on? This is the webcam I use every day. What is going on with this stupid thing? Could it be the USB port? Unplug from that port, put it into another port, turns off. It's not the port. Could it be the USB cable? All right, let's try that. New USB cable. Turns blue, turns off. Starting to get upset. I'm supposed to be spending time with my wife, not being in this office messing with tech all day. So I start troubleshooting a million different things. Nothing's working. What is going on? So here's the deal. I actually passed this information along to my editing team, because my editing team is smart about tech and everything. They look into it overnight and they get back to me this morning. This camera has been bricked by Windows Update. My webcam has fried because I did a Windows Update. This is so stupid, right? I'm a little on the luckier side. Here's why. Last month, I just happened to buy an extra webcam. So it's called the Insta360 Link 2C. I had to sit here and get this camera manually lined up without auto adjustments, which is a pain in the ass. It took a while to get it lined up and looking good and working properly. Probably another half an hour plus of tuning and doing it. It took a lot of work. The reason that I look good on camera is because I'm fat and I'm hairy and I have man boobs. Now, here's the major problem with this camera, and this is what makes me nervous. I would like to show you something. This is what's actually angering me and making me annoyed. So this camera is the new model, supposed to have better features, okay? I'm going to show you what happens when I put this camera on autofocus. Are you ready? The camera is now on autofocus. Do you notice something? Take a look at the visual quality. Take a look at the word sure on this microphone right now. Do you notice a difference? It's blurry. Why is it blurry? It's supposed to be autofocusing on me, and it doesn't. This camera is faulty. It doesn't autofocus properly at all. Instead of focusing on me, which this camera did, for some bizarre reason, this new camera is focusing on other things in the environment. So it has a faulty autofocus. And there's no way for me to fix that because it's all AI based. They've actually degraded the quality of the camera. And the new one's worse. This is pretty bad. So all I can do is I can turn off autofocus. Look, I'm sharp again. Look, you can read the word sure again, right? But now this won't work. Ready? See? There's no autofocus. So because Windows Update bricked this camera, I now have things worse on my setup. How is that fair? I get screwed over because of Windows Update? What did I do to deserve that? Really? What right does Microsoft have to destroy this camera? None. Why does everyone have to suffer because a bunch of booksmart nerds at Microsoft coded a Windows Update, didn't test it, and now our hardware doesn't work? How is this my problem as a consumer? It's not. The first major update that it says to do has bricked my piece of hardware that's important. A super expensive piece of hardware. Fuck Microsoft. So anyway, what I've done, I ordered the new version of this camera. I ordered it. Now, here's the thing. I'm now gonna have 2 of the most updated webcams from this company. I'm going to think about doing a 2-camera setup. I'm going to try to put a webcam behind my TV, pointing straight face on at me as I'm sitting here gaming. I'll be able to switch to that camera and you'll be able to see me from a side perspective that you've never seen before. You're gonna see fully the real range of what I can do as a content creator. It's gonna be ultra professional in here from now on. You understand? This is very exciting stuff. Let me tell you, you guys want me to put on socks. So first, let me show you a big stinky sock. I didn't even wash it. Now we go, why? And I'm gonna put on socks. You ready for this? You guys gotta be very excited. You ready for this? Watch this. Wow. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Socks? Whoa. This is next generation content. You tell me another content creator that puts on socks during their podcast. Who cares that I have the second webcam? I look like Peach Fuzz on it. Should I just leave the stationary webcam here and just say, fuck it, autofocus will never work. There's nothing I can do about it. Or should I roll back the Windows update so then I can actually use the old webcam, although maybe only for a month because they're going to force the update back on me anyway. So then I could have this one here and have the old quality, but then have the new camera over there with the optimized quality with the moving arm and the autofocus, and then we see how it all works. And then should I use it with or without the ring light, because the ring light may work right away and make it look better over there, but maybe it just won't work at all. It's going to be a big fucking hassle. Isn't modern technology great? I really love since I've upgraded. It's been a real nice, relaxing relief. Anyway, so that's my rant and story for today. Thank you for allowing me to get the hour rant off my chest. I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs and then hopefully we can get back to normal. So we start off today with a $1.30 tip. Why am I salty? Why am I salty? It's important to me to have time with my wife. And yesterday I intended to come into this office and spend maybe 30 to 45 minutes away from her so that I could get the stream working for today, and then we would continue on our merry way with no issues. And instead I lost over 2 hours of time with my wife yesterday, which isn't fair to her or me. The moment the webcam stopped working, I sat in here troubleshooting for an hour. Then I said, well, I give up. I need a webcam for tomorrow or I can't work. So then I had to get this camera out of its packaging, had to hook it up. I had to manually move the tripod, the lighting. You see how dead center I am? That was me doing it for half an hour. That was me literally sitting here for 30 minutes, moving the fucking camera, little nuanced things. I had to angle the hinged base oh so perfectly to get it to be perfectly aligned with me so that it looks good. This was a major pain in my fucking ass. And whose fault is it? Microsoft. 100% it's their fault. Windows is stupid as fuck, and Microsoft are a bunch of fucking booksmart nerds who don't care. Let's just roll out updates. Did we test the updates? Of course we didn't test the updates. Who tests anything in 2025? We just load or upload the updates, force you to use it, and the end users are our beta testers. Don't you think it's ludicrous that Microsoft forces updates on the public? Who do you think you are to tell me that I have to update? I'm the consumer. I should be able to choose what I do with my own hardware and software. Why should I now have a dead webcam that I can't use because Windows Update bricked it? Because that's messed up that this doesn't work anymore. Microsoft is not StreetSmart. Booksmart versus StreetSmart. I know everything about lines of code. I know how to program myself out of any situation, and I can implement this elaborate situation and this elaborate solution to any problem. That's great. But then when you implement it, everything goes wrong because you didn't test it, because you don't actually have real life experience in the world where that application gets executed and used for daily work. You program it, but you don't use it, so you're book smart, you're not street smart, because all you do is code. You don't live in the real world with the rest of everybody else. Microsoft very, very much is book smart. They are very smart people. Those employees, those coders are super smart, but they break shit constantly. They'll issue a Windows update, half the shit breaks. Give me something to break! Then why did you say it was a mandatory Windows update? Anyway, so now I've bitched enough. Hold on, I received a very generous $50 tip this morning. It's anonymous, so thank you, whoever that is. I really appreciate you. 50 bucks. That'll definitely help with the $50 troll chargeback I received on my day off. That's another great thing. Here I am relaxing, and then I receive a $50 chargeback. Oh, so now I have to decide, do I want to fight the chargeback or not? Because it's going to take weeks of work, show all this information about when the tip came in, what was the message associated with the tip, has that person tipped before, and yes, this person has tipped a ton before, and the fact that they now think that they're going to charge back a big tip that they did just shows that they're trying to test the waters of how to break the law and commit fraud. Oh, it's fraud. No. So here's the deal. What I could do is I could spend time researching and showing the history of every time this person contributed to me. Here's the evidence that this is not someone who really had like fraud or anything committed. And here's what would happen. PayPal will block them. Their actual credit card will block them and or ban them from using a credit card ever again. They'll actually go to jail, but they think it's a joke. These fucking people who commit chargeback fraud actually think this stuff is like funny and a joke, and they don't understand that they could actually go to federal prison for committing fraud. I can prove that they're lying. It's a pain in the ass. But if this guy goes to jail, it might be worth it. Like, it actually might be worth it to send a troll to jail. So maybe I'll do it. All I really have to do is send enough information to PayPal, and a person might actually go to jail for committing a crime against me. So maybe I'll do it. Or if that person's smart, they would immediately reverse their fucking false claim right now, but they have to see how smart they are. The truth is, if you're already trying to commit federal fraud to save a few bucks on a fucking tip that you threw against someone, you're probably not too smart anyway, right? Oh no, that's not true. When someone sends a contribution via PayPal, that's like someone handing a Pepsi to someone on the street. Wrong. You used your actual payment method, whether it was a credit card, bank, whatever. You agree to all their terms of service that what you're doing is truthful and not fraudulent when you send a payment. It's not just you handing a can of soda to someone on the street. You just had 2 legal agreements before the money even went through. So if you then go down the back end and you commit fraud and lie, I didn't mean to send that payment, that wasn't authorized. You've committed 2 federal crimes. That's 2 felonies. So good luck. Anyway, we've already got 54 bucks of support this morning. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's get some support this morning. Who's gonna be the first one to do a sub over on Kick? Who's gonna be the first membership on YouTube? Who's gonna be the first super chatter? Come on, guys, let's get it going. Thank you for those tips, but guys, let's get some support going. Let's get it going and let's hit that goal. Who's gonna drop a massive 10 bomb to get us into the home stretch? Whoa. All right, so there you have it. I've covered all the topics I wanted to cover. Let us talk about the schedule. So this week is a fun week. Today's Keno Casino, screw me. So I got the shaft, basically, right in the asshole. It feels really good. And then we can do double handies all day long. Perfectly straight.